and you can start.
Okay, hello everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you on the presentation of Amrita Studio. I will hand it over to Roman from the company in a second. The presentation will be held in English. Please feel free to type any questions in the chat. We will be more than happy to answer them once the presentation is over. So, over to you, Roman.
Thank you, Wojtek. Hello, everyone. My name is Roman Mogila, and I'm one of the shareholders of Amrita Studio. And I'm responsible for legal matters and future investor relations. Let me introduce main shareholders of Amrita Studio, Gennady Plygach and Pavel Kapelka, who are also with us today. I have a privilege to present today our young but very successful company. I hope this presentation to Polish investors the first step on the path to IPO and listing on Warsaw Stock Exchange. Despite the fact that it is the first presentation of that kind, I hope I will manage it well and you will understand our passion for games, drive for success, and growth of financial results. The company was founded by 4 people. Gennady Plygach and Pavel Kapelka knew each other for a long time and from many businesses. They were wondering for a long time before to enter gaming business and have long prepared for it. Vasily Peretyaka and Artyom Vasilenko were game developers and had sufficient experience in game production. They all decided to join and create a game studio, which they called Amrita. Gennady and Pavel are currently major shareholders. Gennady is responsible for main 2 games, Campus and the new one, Producer, as well as for all traffic acquisition, which means user acquisition actions. Pavel is responsible for development of Squad of Heroes, the newest game, the next game due to 2021. Pavel and Gennady currently own 92% of the company. The rest is owned by our key personnel, Vasily, the head of art and animation, Artyom, designer, who is also responsible for development of one of our game, Jane's Story, and myself, Roman, legal and investor matters. The company is registered in Cyprus. There we have headquarters, and also we have 3 offices in Ukraine, in Dnipro, in Kiev, and in Odessa, with over 50 employees. Why we choose Cyprus for our headquarters? Because it has IT-friendly environment. It has low taxes and common law, which positively affects communication not only between with Europe countries, but also with America, United Kingdom, and other countries. I would like to pay your attention that now our income tax rate is 12.5%, but we are in process of getting tax ruling. It means that the company will enjoy benefit from IP box. The main issue is that for profit from intellectual property will be applied tax rate 2.5%. We are going to obtain this regime of IP box since January 2021. For that purpose, key developers will be transferred to Cyprus. They will live and work there. We are a relatively young company, but we have already managed to produce our global hit. We believe that it's really global hit. Campus Date Sim brings in almost $2 million of revenue per month. The game was released in April 2020, and this year, this game catapulted us to another league of global producers. We have 15 times more revenue in 3 quarters of this year than we had in the whole 2019. Campus is probably the second largest of such game after Coin Master in 2020. Campus is in Apple Store Top 100 and Google Play Top 50. We will tell you more in details on later slates. The sequel is already and it in a soft launch phase, and another game, the newest one, is to be launched in the first quarter 2021. During our experience of creating free-to-play games, among the high quality of the game and monetization, we found out one of the key aspects of success, which is finding cheaper user acquisition. This is even more true when we talk about small developers who only start their progress and do not have millions of dollars for marketing. After creating the first few games and proof of concept, we learned a lot and decided to base our business model in finding niches with relatively cheaper user acquisition. The first one we found was male players in dating genre. The girl players are more expensive, as we should compete for ads with producer of clothes, perfumes, and other products for women. From the other side, there is a smaller competition for the male player. Combine a great game with cheaper traffic, and we have financial success. You cannot have the success without a good game, of course, but cheaper traffic certainly helps. In order to deal with girl and woman players, company has to have a game with very good retention in order to get more from one acquired player. We will also reach this with next games, but it requires more expertise and more marketing budget. Next slide is about our bestseller, our Campus Date Sim. As I said earlier, it was launched in April this year, and it was so good that we went from soft launch to hard launch on the same month. The game combines two mechanics, the popular slot machine mechanic and dating, where you get in-game purchases, where you get money from slot machine, which you may spend on gifts for pretty girls and dates with pretty girls. The game has great artwork, beautiful girls, additional mini games and timed actions in order to keep players engaged. The game has absolutely no nudity or sexual content. It has a PGI 12 rating, so it's safe for teenagers to play. We cooperate with Google and Apple closely to make sure that we are in line with their policies and rules and restrictions. And we have our personal Google Enterprise Manager with whom we may communicate whenever we need. At that moment, the campus has 6 developers working on it for post-launch support creating new content released almost each week or every 2 weeks. We're sure that it has potential to bring us revenue for years to come. The next slide shows how we took some elements of other successful games and blended them together with great success. The game regularly reaches top 50 overall games charts on Google Store and top 100 simulation games on Apple Store. And what is important, what I would like to note, that the game even reached the first place on the list of several countries. I think that it's not bad for such a young, small, and dedicated team. As you can see on the next slide, Campus brings $1.5 to $2 million per month. The effectiveness of user acquisition spending is very high. Gross revenue to user acquisition cost is more than 2 times per month. The game also has great user retention with paid traffic retention 40% on day one. What is important, we lowered spending a bit in fourth quarter 2020 to have more funds, to have more resources to launch the sequel earlier. So the fourth quarter revenue will be probably not so impressive, but it will go back up in the first quarter 2021 when we put more budget for user acquisition. It also has to do with overall problem on the market for most of free-to-play games, which you can see in Polish gaming companies in November, as for 10 Square Games, Boombit, and it is connected with new bots introduced by Facebook in autumn regarding US president election. About our new game, it is almost ready and it is on the soft launch phase. This is Producer, and the game is pretty similar to Campus, but of course with some changes. What we changed? We changed the slot machine for roulette, and we have a new setting. We help girls become film or music stars or models. In this game, we are also testing a new angle. Girls' progress is in becoming superstars, becoming famous. Players buy for girls new clothes, houses. We expect that this game might be also interesting for the female audience. We still focus on male players as this is the core of the game, but we will be testing the female audience as well with small budget of our marketing budget. The female players, especially 35 and older, are expensive, much more expensive in some cases to acquire, but they have exceptionally large retention. Once they install a game, they tend to play it for a long time. The hot launch of Producer is expected in January. User traffic is very expensive in December due to Christmas holidays. During the December, we will add more content, and I believe that we will launch it in full force in January 2021. We are also testing a new idea to combine RPG mechanics like character development with dating. There is already a very successful game, I believe, that combines those two elements. This is the game Keys of War. We believe that we have great experience with campus and producer and will bring new players with this game. I mean, Squad of Heroes. Uh, we will be launching this game somewhere in the first quarter of 2021. RPG players have great average revenue per user, one of the highest in the industry. So we are happy to see what we will be able to achieve with the newest game. The next slide is the simple way you should think about us and our financial results. Right now, we have campus with $1.5 to $2 million per month. In the future, we are sure campus will grow and we will add 2 more big titles to the collection, one of which we have already promising soft launch results. I mean, producer. Our current margin after user acquisition is around 30%. In the first 3 quarters of 2020, it was 27%. After that, we have now around $100,000 of costs per month. It was much lower in the middle of this year, but we increased significantly the staff and costs. What is important is that we currently do not capitalize any development costs. Everything goes directly to the profit and losses. So it includes production of new games. Subtract the costs and you come up with what is considered profit for the company. And to summarize our strategy, the first, we have campus which is promising and can still grow and provide us with very good revenue and profits. And producer, which is likely to be even better than campus. We intend to maintain and expand these games over at least few years. I think not less than 5 years. The second, we will also be testing new genres and ideas that come up, looking for the third big title. The third, we also have ideas how to boost our one old game, Jane's Story. It has huge potential. It will be clear if you look at results of quite similar game, Property Brother Home Design, with its revenue $3.7 million for October 2020. And fourth item, we will certainly earn a lot of money, and we will gradually share it with our future shareholders, giving up to 50% of profits to all shareholders as dividend. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them now.
Two questions. I will read them one by one. The first one is, do you make every part of the games in-house, or do you rely on other companies or subcontractors for some of the work?
Thank you for question. In our company, we have all needed specialists, programmer, artists, animator, quality and assurance department, marketing department. So all specialists, we have all specialists, and we manage with all work by ourselves. But sometimes we need help, outsource help in case when we need to speed up some process and to finish some work faster. Yeah. I see the next question.
Yes, the second question is, how did such a small studio manage to create a global hit? Larger and more experienced Polish companies find it very difficult.
Thank you for the question. It's a very interesting question. You know, it wasn't it was not the success from nowhere. To reach that success, the companies, the shareholders, the team should work hardly. As I mentioned, the company was established in 2017, and from that time it was produced some games not so successful as Campus, and the team learned the market, trying to understand and testing some ideas. So this hard work was for these 3 years, and the Campus, it is the result of this hard work. I think so.
Okay. We have one more. Let's pick this one. Okay. So I will. You said you are making 2 games at once, and you said about the costs, they will probably grow a lot by making 2 new games. Is that true?
Yeah, thank you for question. Right now we are producing 2 games. One of which is a producer, which is in a soft launch phase, but we are adding some new content and making it cooler, I think, within this month, December. And the newest is a Squad of Heroes. About cost, I do not think that our costs will increase, because, as I said, we now have all needed specialists, programmers, etc., and our cost will not increase. Absolutely, I'm sure for that. When these 2 games will be finished and they will be hard launched, core programmers, core team will be engaged in other projects, and for these games it would be enough from 5 to 6 persons to maintain these games. So I do not think that costs will increase. I don't think so.
Okay, we have another one. How many people work in Amrita, and what is the staff rotation?
What is the staff rotation? At that moment, it's about 57 employees, if I'm not mistaken. What is
57? Yes.
Yeah, 57. What do you mean staff rotation?
Do people leave company often, or do they stay a long time in the company?
At that moment, team of the company is quite stable. So I don't think that some significantly, well, some important or key personnel will leave the company. I don't think so. It is possible that new personnel may join our team in some future. We expect in new year in 2021 growth of the company, and I think that regarding this situation, some new programmers will join to our company. It's possible, absolutely, I think.
Okay, let's see one more. Why did you choose IPO? Would it be easier to find a strategic investor in the company?
Why we choose IPO? We believe that becoming public and going to IPO, it's natural and organic step in growth and development of company. On our path to IPO, we communicate with different players in this industry, and we have many offers from the biggest, I think so. But it is not what the main shareholders want at right now, to sell the company even for good money, because they treat the company a bit like their child, I think, and they would like to grow it and to make from that company something bigger, much more bigger, and to achieve with that team a great success. So I think that it's not the way of development at that moment in finding strategic partner, despite that the fact that we have such offers from potential strategic partners. What I would like to add, answering this question, why we need IPO. The company needs it to raise some additional capital for new shares, to invest this money, these funds, to additional user acquisition. This helps company to grow and to get more revenue from their games. And talking about IPO, I think that it was to say that the company do not want to sell at that stage a big part of shares. They would like to start from 5 to 10% of shares, something like that.
Okay, this answered an additional question. Would you like to raise capital? What are the capital needs? The exact number is unknown at the moment, but as Roman said, it is for user acquisition. We have a new question. What is your strategy for the next 2-3 years? Do you plan to evolve different type of games, or stick with dating what you do the best?
As we see great potential with our current games, campus, producer.
Hello everyone. Roman, can I help you?
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Pavel Kapelka. I speak for Roman in Russian because my English is not so good, and Roman is translate. I answer about few questions. По поводу людей и персонала. У нас в компании есть HR, который занимается постоянным подбором персонала в компании. Мы постоянно ищем высококвалифицированный персонал. Например, там сейчас мы нашли несколько ребят из Белоруссии, которые в связи с этой ситуацией очень высококвалифицированные специалисты, 15 лет опыта, они теперь работают в компании. И, соответственно, если вдруг мы когда-то находим хорошего специалиста, мы делаем все, чтобы этот специалист пришел в нашу компанию, и мы обязательно найдем для него место, потому что компания растет, и она нуждается в высококвалифицированном персонале. Ром, перейдешь, я потом дальше объясню.
In company we have HR manager who is reaching new talents, high qualified specialists, and what should we admit that due to the political situation in Belarus, we have already found some high qualified specialists from Belarus. And of course, we are searching for these talents due to future significant growth of the company.
По поводу будущего и наших планов. Любая игра, она требует внимания не только до хард-ланча. Когда она вышла, ее нужно постоянно поддерживать, нужно вводить инновационные идеи, планы, удерживать игрока, думать стратегию, давать что-то новое. Игрок, живущий в игре, он всегда хочет получать какую-то новую идею. Игра ему нравится, он в нее все время заходит, он все время хочет что-то получить, он получить хочет азарт, красивую картинку, интерес. Мы должны постоянно думать, что необходимо дать игроку, чтобы он остался в игре. Соответственно, каждую игру, такую как кампус или следующая продюсер или еще какая-то, ее нужно поддерживать, и мы поддерживаем. Перейдешь, я потом добавлю.
We are aware of that when we finished producing the game, when we develop the game and go to hard launch, it's not the end of studios' work with that game. It is very important to support the game, to make new pictures, make maybe new mechanics, introduce new ideas, because we need to keep our players, our users, in order they be engaged in this game, not only for 1 day or 1 month, but it should be engaged as longer as it's possible, for months or even years. So it's continuous work with support of produced games.
Соответственно, на следующий год у нас в планах кампус, у нас есть продюсер, и у нас есть отряд героев, это RPG, это новая идея, она очень масштабная, и мы рассчитываем на большой рост, потому что потенциал пользовательский, который заложен в эту игру, он во много раз шире. Соответственно, после софт-ланча, потом хард-ланча и реализации этих игр мы сможем строить новые планы. Но пока это очень большой объем работы, который мы делаем, и делаем его, стараемся, делаем хорошо для получения прибыли и высокого результата для нашей компании.
At once we have many plans and many even more work for next year, 2021. This is our game Campus, which we need to support. It's a producer which we need to support, and it's a Squad of Heroes, the third our game, with which we connect our our plans for great revenue and big profit. So we have enough work for the next year. Of course, when we achieve success with the newest game and significantly increase revenue from campus, of course, we will think about new projects, because we cannot stop. We always running our business. We always need to think about tomorrow and after tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we got all of the questions. Maybe we can give 1 minute for any last second questions. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks, Roman, for the presentation. If any of you guys have any questions at a later stage, feel free to contact CC Group or the company. Hopefully they will find time to answer them. The presentation should be available to download later on the WEC webpage. Thanks a lot for participating, and have a great day on the other meetings.
Thank you for all. Bye.